So come to the Philippines prepared and do not be desperate. This is for Western guys, Americans, Europeans, Canadians, Australians. A lot of people think the Philippines is a cheap country. It's cheap, but it's not that cheap. Good life in the Philippines, gonna run you $3,000 a month to be safe. That's $36,000 a year. You need to have a serious chunk of change if you want to come here for the rest of your life, or even for 5-10 years, or you need to have a digital business that works. Passive income, owning properties in your home country, you know, any type of real passive income. If you get into like, oh, you know, I have a YouTube channel that makes this or that, that kind of income can fluctuate or vanish into thin air. So be aware of that. That's not a steady source of income. You know, you can have a $10,000 month and then have a $1,000 or $500 month, or that could be pulled out from under you completely at any moment. Now, having a rental property in your home country, that's passive income that you make in your sleep. Any kind of other digital business or something that fluctuates could fluctuate way down. So be very careful with that. So coming over here, if you want to stay for 5 years, say, you should have well over $100,000. And that's if you're going to basically stay single or get a girlfriend that has a great job and basically requires almost nothing. Most of the women you're going to meet here are going to make small money and need help. First of all, when you get a girl, it's 2 of everything. So if you drink Starbucks, you're getting 2 in the morning. If you eat out at 1,000 peso plate places, you're getting 2 plates. Your condo is your condo, or whatever you got, that's cool. It's cheap to fly around here. So, you know, if you got good money, you're in good shape to have a girl and take care of her. But a lot of times you end up in what's called class separation, where a woman makes, you know, $7 a day and you make, you know, $200 a day, or you got $500,000 in the bank. And I've noticed this with a lot of girls I've dated, like my Thai girlfriend or other girls that are kind of not living at my level, that they will be jealous of your late model iPhone and kind of want one for themselves. If you wear designer clothes, they will be jealous of your designer clothes and kind of want some for themselves. And they'll grow to resent you because you're living in a different class than them. Even if you're allowing them to live at your condo for free and giving them 5-star meals daily, they will kind of want, you know, to upgrade from their Oppo or Galaxy phone to the late model iPhone. They will kind of want everything that you have. And if you're prepared to do that and you're a generous guy and you're bona fide America rich, knock yourself out. If you're not, beware of what's called class separation. It's a really strong thing in like Southeast Asian countries. And, you know, if a woman's attracted to you, that goes a long way. Sometimes women don't mind, you know, having the rich boyfriend that has the toys and gadgets that they can't afford, nor will he buy for them. But a lot of times that's why people date within their class in any country, is because there is no resentment. The girl's got the same phone as you and she's got all her fancy Mercedes and designer clothes and whatever she would have envied you for. So people tend to date within their own class in every country. And that's something that you will run into when you get into a long distance relationship and you're like a long-term relationship and you're like an upper middle class guy in a Philippines. Even I ran into this in America with women that I dated that were like, you know, whatever in any situation. So you need to be aware of that. And you need to be aware of how long you can stay here. If you have well over 100K, you know what I mean? You could probably last 5 years. You figure you could live on $2,000 a month if you live super low. You don't spoil a girl. You don't, you know, you find a girl that has her own money, or you guys live really low and just have a cheap condo house and you cook at home most of the time, or you don't take a ton of trips to places like this, you'll be fine. But be realistic. $3,000 is the benchmark of what comfortability can be, where you could take her along for the ride and this and that. And then another thing, say that you're willing to do that and you don't mind, you know, taking a girl along for the ride and helping her out, even getting her that new iPhone. Well, then comes the family. The family will be aware that she has a wealthy afam. Doesn't matter if you're like, you know, a plumber or a guy that was a janitor in America, you're a wealthy afam. If you make, you know, you made whatever, you go back and forth and you're pulling 40 grand a year, that's, you know, 2.5 million pesos a year, 2.3 million pesos a year, whatever, you're considered a wealthy guy. Professions that we in America look at as low paying professions, like a teacher or like a janitor or something, those are looked at as high paying professions and they'll wear you like a badge of honor. So, you know, along with you being able to be 55 and have gray hair and be 5'5" and then wearing you like a badge of honor, they also think that you are wealthy. And, you know, taking care of a girl is no problem. Most of us done it in the States, and a lot of guys don't mind buying the $1,500 phone for their girlfriend or all that good stuff. But when it comes to the family, starting to pressure her for things, and we need a new roof on the house, and this person's sick, and the scooter broke down, and the farm needs this, and, you know, the caribou is sick, and all that stuff, that's where a lot of guys end up wanting to draw the line, because they figure, wait a second, you know, your parents or, you know, whatever, if you're not in an extreme age gap or you fancy yourself a Chad with sexual marketplace value, you probably don't want to support someone's parents, you know. It's one thing to take care of your girlfriend, but I usually don't take care of people that I didn't bring into this world. So you need to be very careful with single moms and having obligations to their children if the children are young. You need to be very careful with families. Family can be a big problem when you're dating a Filipina, unfortunately. Basically, you don't want to be desperate. You need to understand that you hold all the cards and you are the prize in Southeast Asia. As hard as that will be to believe coming from America, that's actually the reality, which is like night and day. It's a complete 180 from America, where, let's be real, most of us are not the prize in America. You'll have a girl that, you know, with some wildebeest with 4 baby daddies and a fupa interviewing you to see if, you know, I'm supposed to settle for a regular type guy, like that girl said on the, you know, Kevin Samuels show, rest in peace, The Godfather. You know, and he's like, you'd be lucky to get 3rd shift at the plant. Like, you're a regular type girl at best. I mean, that's the reality of these Western broads, and you'll be so beat down and bullied by that trying to interview for these girls that you won't realize that you're interviewing these women when you come to Southeast Asia. They're not interviewing you. And that's hard. It takes about a year for that to settle in, or solid 6 months of dating and stuff, to realize every girl is interested. None of them are passing on you. Yes, they might be interested for the wrong reasons, but most guys don't give a damn. They're probably in at least the 2nd, 3rd, 4th quarter of their life, and they just want a fit, feminine, friendly woman on their arm, and they don't mind, you know, taking care of a girl, certainly. Now the parents, that can be a different story. You know, the tita, the kuya, the siblings. I'm not in for that. So try to find a girl that makes a few dollars. They do exist in like BGC, Makati area especially. So just keep that in mind. At the end of the day, #1 rule in life is don't get desperate. And another thing is be fully prepared financially. You can't live on $500 a month. You can't live comfortably on $1,000 a month. You can't really even live super comfortably like how I live on $1,500 a month. So don't think that your 100 grand is gonna last you the rest of your life. And know what passive income is, okay? Passive income is not a YouTube channel. Passive income is not teaching English on Cambly. Passive income is real estate and things of that nature that cannot be touched. You know, if you get a check from the military, or you know, have a social security check or whatever, that's called money that's just gonna keep coming no matter what, you know. These other things could get zapped into oblivion or go down to $10 a month. So just be aware of that, guys, and always be ready. If you get down to 10,000 US dollars or anywhere even in that range, buy a ticket home and get to work. Southeast Asia will be here. You can always come back to Philippines and Thailand, but don't end up the broke, homeless expat begging for money on Facebook from people that he's never met in Facebook forums. Have some credit cards, have an emergency fund, have a friend, an ex-girlfriend, a mother, a father, a grandma, an uncle that can send you money if you need it. But like I said, if you get down to 10 grand, book that first flight home. When you get back to America, you'll need an apartment. You need first, last, and deposit. That's gonna absorb probably 5,000 of that money. You'll need to get into a vehicle. You need a vehicle in America. That's gonna absorb the rest, along with a little food money till you get your first paycheck. Don't be one of these guys that's a homeless beggar expat out here. Filipinos are kind and they're nice, but they think you're rich. You don't want to go broke out here. I promise. It's not going to be pretty. And I really, really hate when I see these guys begging in Facebook groups for tickets home, or when I see guys that are, you know, trying to borrow money from other expats to continue their life out here. Be realistic with yourself. Be careful. Come here prepared, and never, ever, ever be desperate. I go live every day around 9 a.m. I do consultations, Jasperinthephilippines at gmail.com. Coming to you from the beautiful Boracay Island. Rest up, sleep na. Sana all.